Hi, how are you all doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, Chantal here from Grounded Mind, and I wanted to touch base on um, stress and the impact it can have on our everyday lives. I have shared in my previous videos a condition that I had in 2017 called lighting planus. In on my YouTube channel, one of the first videos you'll see is that journey, and I healed myself from an autoimmune disease by completely changing my diet and eliminating foods that could cause my gut line to flare. I did so much research on that. I stopped eating processed foods. I stopped eating sugars. I stopped eating gluten, anything that wasn't kind of pure or anything that wasn't wholesome. Basically, I ate lean meat, organic meat, and fruit and veg. And it wasn't so much the things I wasn't eating, it was the things that I was eating. And I also eliminated stress. So I did a lot of Christian meditation, and I started to say no to things, and I really changed my mindset of feeling like this lady that had leopard skin, literally hyperpigmentation over 70% of my body, to really owning it and kind of falling in love with myself again and loving myself for who I am and not what I thought people thought of me. Fast forward now into 2024, it was only like really last year I had the realization that and through speaking to Dan Buglio, who explained autoimmune diseases, it's mind body, because lichen planus is a chronic condition which is caused by stress. Doctors say there's no known cause, but it is linked to stress, and so it's clear that it's a mind body illness. So there's a lot of things that I did back in that day, in those times, that did cause me to have that breakout. There was issues with my family, issues with my marriage at the time, issues with my health, in terms of me. I say health, I was health conscious, so I was like working out every day. There's problems with mum had a health scare. There's loads and loads of things happening at that time, and I took on all of that stress. I was working, had a newborn baby. Well, she wasn't newborn at that time. She was, I think she was about 18 months old, so she was still quite young, and another child as well, and looking after them, and there was a lot of things that stressed me out, and I was doing it all while working full time, and so all of these things, my body couldn't handle it, and I had the breakout of the first rash on my back. But it just goes to show, even though I promoted heavily the AIP diet, which is an autoimmune protocol diet, when I think back, it all makes sense that my mindset, I went through a few months of being ignored by the NHS. When I finally got seen and admitted, I was told that the NHS let me down. This was by a doctor. And so when I finally when I understood that I would have hyperpigmentation for at least 7 years, when I gave in to that and just accepted it, and when I really focused on the diet and changed my mindset and let go of the fear of the illness, it stopped. I do believe the diet did have a massive thing to do with it too, because certain foods do trigger me now. But is that because I've told my brain that eating gluten will trigger my gut? But there is research around gut health, and especially around food, and the different types of food that can basically make you ill. And you research food and what's in food, etc. There's a massive link between that and immune and autoimmune problems. And so yes, it's at that top moment in time, I really did look into what I was putting in my body. But at the same time, the other triggers and the other things that that can cause issues with your gut are stress, and the nutrients that we get from food that help us to deal with stress, and the chemicals in our brain. And so the meditation aspect that I did in 2006, that was when I first started to meditate, and I didn't want to do any type of meditating because I am a Christian, so I did Christian meditating and still in the mind and breathing, and I did that every day, and that is one of the things that really helped me. And again, fast forward to 2024, and the meditating, the body scans that I do, the breathing, I do because I've been doing some form of stillness since 2017, but the connection to really getting out of that fear loop is stillness, is grounding yourself, is the belief system, believing that you're okay. And I've kind of morphed my concept into not just stillness, but reassuring myself continuously that I'm okay. Like sometimes when I'm at work and it feels quite heavy, or it feels quite not stressful, but there's a lot of work to do, so you feel a bit heightened because it's pressure that you need to get things done. If I ever do feel symptoms, because sometimes I do feel like the start of it, I'm not scared of it, and sometimes I'll just look at myself and I'll say, when I look at myself in the mirror in the bathroom, and I'll just say, you've got this, and I smile and I push my shoulders back, and then I walk out the bathroom, and it's like the sensations completely stop. I wish I could video me at work and publish that video on YouTube for you to see what I do, because it's like a miracle. It's a miracle knowing that these illnesses that we're getting, whether it's vestibular migraine, whether it's lichen planus, that is caused by stress, caused by fear, caused by anxiety, that it's the connection that we're having, and it's what we're doing and telling our brain, and it's our brain responding. And sometimes when I try to explain this to people, it's so difficult, because if you don't believe it, or you don't understand it, or you're really turning your mind against it, you're not going to take it in. But then the suffering and the pain and the stresses that I hear some people go through, it hurts me so bad to know that I can do something about this, and I have to share it without coming across as if I know it all when I don't know it all. I'm still learning myself, but what I have been through, going through 2 chronic illnesses that aren't chronic anymore, and they were supposed to be chronic, they don't debilitate me. I live a normal life now, and when I do get a spot, or I do feel dizzy, or I get a bit of tinnitus, my response is different. It's not a response of, oh my gosh, I need to go and Google and check this out, and then the fear gets more, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why is that happening? Why is it happening to me? Or what if I don't get better? How am I going to look after my kids? How am I going to work? How am I going to drive? That's all stopped, and I do really thank God for this realisation, and I really, really thank God for people like Dan Buglio and Dr. Yoni Tarfa and Alan Gordon, and all these people that have helped me on this journey. And so yes, back to the subject of stress, is that we can't give in to stress. We can't stop stress from happening, but it's the way how we deal with it, and it's the way how we hold on to it and attach ourselves to it and our lives to it. It's the after effect of what we do when we're stressed, and feel it, accept it, breathe, believe in yourself, move on. So yes, I hope this video has been helpful. I am really passionate, and I really hope that I can help, even if it's one person. So please like and share my content. I'd be very grateful. Thank you. Bye bye.